And don't you just love how don't you love that? This table, the concrete. Hey there. Uh-oh. I've got with me today some stationery that I recently picked up at the Hallmark store. This day and time, it's kind of hard to find stationery, and so I just wanted to reveal my unpacking of my little bag that I got from the Hallmark store. They gave me a catalog of some sort. I don't need that. Thanking me. Let's get all the junk out of the way. And the rewards card. I've had one forever, but because I had not been in a little while, she renewed it. And she gave me a slew of little Hallmark stickers so I can put them on the back of my letters, and I'm gonna stick these over here in this little book so they don't blow away. Since I was a small child, well, small being like 6th grade, I started, and maybe even 5th grade, I started pen paling. My mom would get these little country magazines, and it would have where you could fill out that if you wanted a pen pal, that you could, send in your address and a self-addressed stamped envelope, and they would mail you a pen pal, and then that's how I got my pen pals, and we would correspond from there on of our own. And then also one time when one of me and my girlfriends from school filled out one in like a teen magazine or something, and oddly enough we ended up with the same pen pal. I don't know how that worked out, because we filled out our stuff and we sent them in separate and everything, and come to find out when we got to talking about our pen pals, it was the same exact girl. And for the most part, I don't correspond with those people anymore, because that's been years ago, and changed addresses and everything. And then on into my early 20s, I had several of them then, and I still kind of was finding them out of the country magazine. But I kind of walked through some things in my life, like battling liver cancer and that kind of thing, and I was trying to think last night how long after there I corresponded with them. To be honest with you, I can't remember if I did through that, or if I just quit, or maybe once I kind of got back on my feet, maybe I did communicate with them a little bit. But then as time went on, I had a second child, and we built a house and stuff, and we moved, and so I kind of just lost touch with them. So somewhere in the health issue and the move and having another kid, I quit having pen pals, or to be in touch with them and stuff. Well, about 4 years ago, I was looking on Instagram and put in some hashtags about pen pals, and I came across a couple of things, but there was this one particular one that stood out to me, and so I got in touch with her, and we have been writing and pen paling since then. And it's been really good to, rekindle that penmanship, and, be connected with someone who's in another state, and converse and talk about different things and get to know each other through that. It's been really good. She was kind of walking through a hard time, and I just really believe that the Lord placed me in her life at the perfect time, but He also placed her in my life at the right time, because I was walking through some stuff where I actually needed some healing. So it's really worked out for the best for both of us. We write when we can, and if we skip, a couple weeks or a month or something, we don't hold each other, accountable for it. We just kind of go with the flow and do what's good for each other and that kind of thing. And it's been really enjoyable. And so when I was in the Hallmark store the other day, I went in Hallmark actually to look for an anniversary card, because just yesterday marked 21 years for me and my husband in marriage. And can you believe I left the Hallmark store without an anniversary card? I just didn't see one I liked. So, but I did look to see if they had stationery. I had looked before and a couple years ago, and I didn't see anything I liked. So I kind of was excited. A little pricier than I would want to do compared to what I've seen in the past, but I was really excited about it, and this is actually me just taking them out of the bag, getting them home. And so I wanted to share this experience with you to maybe, you know, encourage you to pick up writing, you know, someone and coming across finding you a pen pal. And after we reveal this, I'll give you a tip of how you could find a pen pal. Okay, so here's the first one. It has, I really liked, you know, the butterfly and the colors. Those colors are so fitting for me. And so I liked how this is, it's got a little magnet, and it's got a piece of plastic on there, but you can take that off. In fact, I think I'm going to go ahead and take that off. I think that's just kind of protecting it while it's in the store. And in the inside here, I'm going to take that piece of paper out too so we can talk about. So it's got it, you know, sealed off with a little clear wrapping to keep your pages together, which is good, so they aren't just loosely wandering around in there. And then the same thing with the envelopes. There's two sections of the envelopes. We can take one of those out to look. It's just a plain blue envelope, and on the back it has a butterfly that corresponds with the paper, and you can actually feel on the back, and it's imprinted in Hallmark. So if you haven't visited your local Hallmark store lately, I would recommend doing it. They had all kinds of neat stuff in there. I mean, like, I could go broke in there, and just lots of neat stuff. So, okay, that's our envelopes. And it says on the back, it comes with 40 sheets and 20 envelopes. And to just tell you, this one was $12.95. A little more than I wanted to spend, but was excited to find it, because actually here, I'll pull out a sheet, one of these sheets, so you can look at it. It's got good little decorative here with the flower and the blue, and then the little butterfly. That's the same butterfly that's on the envelope, which I think is kind of neat. And then your whole back is white. That way, when you're writing a letter, you're not just continuing to keep using them that are on the front side. You can actually write on the back side, and that's good, because I usually tend to write and run my mouth and tell all kinds of stuff. It's a fun process. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get that back in there. Yep, there we go. So there's that one. Close it back up. I really like that way it keeps everything trapped in there. So there's that one. Okay, and the next one, it actually has 20 sheets and 20 envelopes. So you're getting less envelopes, less sheets of paper, and the same amount of envelopes as, say, the other one, and the price is about the same. Brought my little scissors. We'll pop this bad boy open. And this one actually has already out a sample for us. But again, these are the envelopes that are sealed up for you like that, so they don't scatter everywhere, which I like that, so you don't lose them on the go. But this one doesn't have the little plastic around it, which will be fine, because you can put this plastic top back on and they'll stay put. It's the flowers in a cute little swoop. I like that. Pretty colors, very springy, just fun looking. And the back is also empty, which again I like, so I was excited about that. And I really love the lines at an angle here on the back. And it also has the Hallmark imprint So that is my 2 unboxings for my most recent stationery. The last time I bought some stationery was at a different store, and you know, after a while you just kind of get tired of seeing the same old print. But I actually had used my stationery up on several different things, so I kind of had been keeping my eye out looking for some new sets. So I was glad to find these. But if you're looking to find a pen pal, and I would really like to make some more additional videos to just kind of give some tips of go further in details of how you could find one, or you know, tips about, you know, things that you could write about, because that could be one thing that kind of holds people back. But I will tell you that it is an opportunity to shine a light, and you know, I'm all about that. And so it would be good for you as well as the person receiving the letters. And it doesn't have to, you don't have to have several of them. You can have one or more, but, and you don't have to feel that drugginess of, oh, I've got to write, I can't keep up with this. Because, you know, that's just one thing me and my current pen pal talk about is we know that we're, you know, a month may go by, but we're going to get back in touch with each other. So there's no pressure, and that's something that we've talked about, and it makes it good for both of us. And so I encourage you that if you have the opportunity to start pen paling with someone, don't feel held back that, you know, oh, I just don't have time for one more thing on my plate. But if you feel that little smidget of, you know, I really think that that's something that I would like to do, you know, find that good balance of where you could fit it into your schedule, because it's going to be very, very beneficial for the person receiving the letter as well as yourself, because it's brought so much joy to me to be able to share things with her. And you know, vice versa for her as me. Well, we both were walking through some difficult times, and it's kind of good just to kind of break away and have someone that you can share different things with, you know, in a different state, and learn about, you know, their hometown, and the same for yourself. It's really a great opportunity to be the light and shine it for, you know, someone else in another state, and make someone day. Because I'm gonna tell you something, it ain't nothing like going to the mailbox and finding a letter, and it's just so exciting. I feel like a little kid every time I go to the mailbox and I find a letter in there. It reminds me of when I was a child and did writing back then and stuff. So if you've ever pen paled before, you understand what I'm talking about. If you've never pen paled before and you're interested and you get into it, you'll understand. Or you may be someone who absolutely just looks at me and says, lady, you are crazy. And that's fine too. We all have our different, you know, things that we like to do and our different little niches and stuff, but pen paling has always been one of my happinesses, that I'm able to share, you know, a piece of my life with someone else, and it's a lot of fun. So if you're looking for one or have ever thought about one, I just encourage you. And the first tip that I'm going to give you for finding one, I created a page on Facebook. It is called Shine His Light, and I will put the link in the description below the video here on YouTube. And I'm going to be very honest and very vulnerable with you that there's not a whole lot of people in the group yet. Back whenever I felt the calling to create that group, I knew that eventually he would provide the people in the right time and his time to, you know, build a good little community, whether it's kind of semi-small or, you know, medium or large, or just explodes. So if you are interested and you want to find, I would love to have you in the group, and maybe we can kind of get this thing kicked off together. And it would be a great opportunity for you to find someone, you know, in a different state, or in your state but in a different towns. You know, you can check that out. And like I said, making more videos about pen paling is something that I'm really interested in, because I would like to be that shining light to be able to give my knowledge of my experience with writing a pen pal, and the things that you can talk about, or questions to ask, and how much to share and how much not to share, and that kind of thing. So I'm overly blessed to have the pen pal I do at this time. So yeah, I just want to be able to share that exciting experience with you, and show you a way that you could potentially experience this as well. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope that you enjoyed seeing the stationery from Hallmark. And if I can find a link, I will link it to where you could see these, or if not, visit your local Hallmark, or maybe look on Hallmark.com and you might could find. Like I said, for a while they have like other things like thank you notes or blank cards and stuff like that, but I wasn't really looking for cards per se. Like, I wanted letters. And to be honest with you, I would really love to create my own stationery one day, because it is something that is very hard to find this day and time, and I think that it would be really fun to make, and that way it can be provided for others, because like I said, it is so hard this day and time to find like the good stationery that I used to find years ago. And I'll be honest with you, like when I was in my 20s, I would find good, cute stationery at the Dollar General. My daughter is over there swimming in the swimming pool and watching me sit here do this video. I just looked over there and she's looking at me. She's hilarious. She makes fun of me. She makes fun of me doing my video and over here. So I hope you have a blessed day, and go get you some stationery. Something else I was wanting to show you, a little tip about whenever I get ready to write. I usually carry like a little pencil pouch that has different, pens, and even like a little marker, a pencil, colored pencil, and another type of pen. Basically, if you can see in there, I've got different little things. I have glue in there for who knows what reason, but I also would keep some stamps in there also, because that way it's just right there fast to whenever I get to writing a letter that I have everything with me. So it's good to have the little pouch that you keep with your paper. And in the past too, I've had where I end up having enough room, like in say the stationery box, that I can keep loose pens and stuff in there, just to kind of save some tips. But I thought that I would take the time to go ahead and sit here and write a letter to my current pen pal and let you feel and experience it. So I hope you enjoy. And just like that, I'm done. I actually really could have kept writing, and I told her that. I actually told her in here that I was filming the writing just so y'all could feel and experience what it's like. But to keep from starting on another page and like hold y'all up and everything, I let her know that I would go ahead and let her go. But I was needing to tell her about something, and so I know that she'll be very glad to hear from me and hear this. I'm going to, for now, just stick it in the top of my box and get my envelope ready. I've got to go in and get dinner started heating up and everything. My daughter just got out of the pool and already went inside without me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have a pen pal, I'm gonna kind of clean up while we finish talking. If you have a pen pal, comment below and tell me about it. Tell me a couple of things. You know, how did you find your pen pal? How long you've been writing? And is this something new for you, or is something that you've always done? I would really love to hear your experiences with pen pal, or if you don't have a pen pal but you are looking, I would love to hear, you know, your insight on that too. Anything to do with pen pal, and wherever you stand, I would love to hear your input on it. So comment below, and that way not only I'll know where you are at that, but the audience as well, and that way we can engage with each other and grow and have that opportunity to be able to help each other find pen pals. And that way we could be that ray of hope and, you know, have that time where we are able to write and, you know, bring a little ray of sunshine to someone else's day. So I'm packing my little bag back up so whenever I get done here talking with you, I can head on in. But yeah, so comment below. I would really love to hear, you know, your details of if you've pen palled, have you ever pen palled, would you like to pen pal, how many do you have, how long you've been doing it, anything pen pally. I want to hear your take on it. Also, hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video, and also remember to subscribe. That way the next time that I have a really hard time saying subscribe. Okay, so it's gotten hot out here. A while ago the wind was blowing and stuff, but I've actually gotten really hot out here. But I'm gonna move my plant back while we talk because I actually have it in the middle of this table. But yeah, so subscribe, and that way whenever I do future videos on things, you don't miss out and you don't have to hunt me up and that kind of thing. I'll be in your little, you know, added things, so it'll be easy to find, and you know, it lets people know that the content is good and enjoyable and worth watching and stuff. And I keep it in my mind. I keep thinking, you know, I always hear people talking about, you know, what series are you watching on Netflix? Well, my saying right now is forget Netflix. Find someone on YouTube to watch. In fact, I'm gonna make a video one day of about 5 to 10 YouTubers that you could, you know, get a hold of and start watching, because I mean, this is a whole new experience for me and a whole new atmosphere to learn that so many people are YouTubers, and that a lot of people YouTube or make videos, vlog every day. Different people have, you know, different niches, like where they may be selling something or gear and focused just right on where their specialty is of, you know, helping people be a better YouTuber, or helping someone in the skating park. A lot of states have outdoor skate parks, or there are people, I'm trying to think of some, but there are several families, and just like to follow along and to learn their journeys. And I mean, like, I've come across a really cool one that's a designer, But anyway, yeah, so my slogan right now is watch YouTube, forget Netflix. If you want to watch something that's true life, because to me, I mean, Netflix, it's kind of like reading a non-fiction book and reading a fiction book. Fiction is Netflix. Non-fiction is YouTube. You're going to feel real. You're going to find real live people there who are living real life. And don't you just love how this? Don't you love that? This table, the concrete evidently, or the one of the legs or something is too short. So every time I touch this table, it does that. But anyway, I just thought it was a fun place down here to share time with you and it, you know, let you experience the unwrapping of the stationery thing. So look, I'm gonna run inside so I can get dinner ready. Have a good day. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, and watch YouTube.